Well, not too bad about yourself. Long. It was long. Is that better volume?
Can you try that one more time?
Testing, testing.
volume's that one? Turn my volume down so I don't have those. All right. Let's post it up. No, we got a couple people. Maybe some other people show up. If not, it'll be on replay, so we can post it wherever. Um, so again, if you want to just talk a little bit, say hi to everyone, and then we'll get to the questions.
Okay. Well, I'm glad to hear that you're having fun. I know we've had a lot of people um, say that they're having a blast. As you heard a minute ago, people coming over from live. We've had some people that have never played the game. Even asking, why can't I attack a mob? And it's like, did you equip your weapon? Oh, yeah, I guess that would help. Um, I mean, it's good to see the community and the old timers coming back to the game that haven't played in 15 years. So that was kind of the vision of the server, was to really be there for the community, and I think it's so far it's been a very positive experience. I know opening day we had some challenges with the launcher and everything. I think we ended up with almost 4,000 accounts created. Our peak um, client connection was right around 1,300, and that was day one launch of alpha. So having 1,300 people concurrently connected on an alpha is amazing, and the community did that, and we're very happy and pleased with the community for coming out and showing their support and submitting the bugs and allowing our amazing developers and the rest of the staff to parse through that and get those fixed, and allow us to work on the next chapters of the leveling cycle.
Perfect. I'm trying to watch both just in case some questions come through. Okay, these are from everybody that I've talked to. So let me put the game on so people think that I'm actually doing something. There's my fryer. Okay. So let's see, will the XP and battlegrounds be turned off at launch so you can't XP off?
No.
Okay.
The battlegrounds is part of the leveling experience. We have the XP in the battlegrounds, dungeons, classic zones, DF, POC. So that you get to pick your route of leveling.
Okay. Let's see. XP off. Will there be leggy weapons? Legendary, the heat, fire, etc.
I believe so. Yeah.
Awesome. That'll
They were part of this patch. Um, so that the patch level that we're running would have it. And I think it's something that we're considering putting in, especially for the later levels and stuff. And we don't know if it's going to be like Eden shards or something like that, but it's definitely something that's on the table right now.
okay. Are you going to put in the rest of the name mobs around the world, and if you will up the respawn timer for the AOE groups?
Well, we were looking at the dungeons and stuff initially, and we initially had it at a 10-minute respawn. We felt with the way that the leveling and you know participation and everything, I think we dropped it down to a 3-minute or a 6-minute. So, but we will have all the named mobs. We did our footprint based off of live. So we're going to have all the name mobs, and like even in the TOA zone, we'll have those encounters with like the raging tornado and things like that with their abilities as well.
So we'll be able to go do like Shades of Mist and all that to get skins and robes.
Yep,
Robes.
that's the plan.
That's gonna be so much fun. Um, when, okay, this one was worded wrong when it was sent to me, but when or slash time frame on next level increase? And then will there be anything from now to release to be able to keep our name? I guess that was two questions, but
Well,
I missed one.
keeping your name, we want to kind of keep that. Not everybody will be able to keep their name, of course. We are keeping a list right now, especially of the primary main BG leaders out there that have been working with us through the whole process. And then going from there, we don't want to put it like everybody that comes in beta or whatever, and snags a name or something like that, and they get to stick with it. We want to kind of keep it that fresh start. You want your name, log in, grab it type thing. We do know that there's going to be some cases where you know people will go in and steal someone else's name, and if there's a dispute and it's someone that's had that name for a very long time, and we know about them, those will be the one-offs, the exceptions to the rule, and we'll work through those as we see fit.
Okay. As I just went around and asked questions. And then any time frame on when the next increase is going to be, or is that a secret?
We've actually been talking about that a little bit the last couple of days. There's no hard set time frame. I do know that we have an idea in mind of the next level cap, and trying to keep that freshness to the server, and get more bug reports in. But like I said, we did have over 300 bug reports that we had to filter through to get fixed up and everything. So we want to make sure that we get those solidified to where we can move on to the next stage, because those bugs will impact the future leveling, especially like the BG stuff that we found, and everything. So we want to make sure that we get those addressed before we open it up to anything new, because we don't want repeat bugs being reported. Oh, this happened when I was 14. Now it's happening again when I'm 28.
Okay.
And it being the same thing. So, but yeah, we are already in talks of when we're gonna open up the next stage of leveling and stuff like that. We do have some things, because our initial uh, world build push was for 1 to 24. So that we'd have to smooth everything out to be able to do that next um, level increase.
All right, fix all the bugs before you get new bugs.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
we don't want, people saying, well, they haven't fixed this. No, we have 300 of them that we have to sort through, and I can tell you that the dev team has been working literally night and day. We have people in Europe, we have people in North America, that are working night and day on getting those bugs fixed for everybody.
Okay. Um, um, and then you guys, I heard the other one day, I think it was the other day, that you guys are looking at um the XP in the BGs and in mainland and dungeons. That's it's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, we're looking at trying to make it a little more even, to where dungeons aren't necessarily faster than the BGs. You're just going to have your pros and cons, like the dungeons and the bosses and stuff in the in the dungeons will give better loot, where the BGs are going to give you your realm points and that type of stuff. And then the classic zones are going to be maybe a little more rock drop, but not the high end stuff. There's that bit of tweaking that we have to do to make it to where it's not more advantageous to go to the battlegrounds and everybody just goes there and forgets all the other content.
Right. I know the first like three characters I made, it was all BG, and I was having fun, and then I made another one. I'm like, I want to fight. I mean, it's nice getting RPs. I'm not gonna lie, but I want to see what you guys did with the mobs and how they look and all that. And everything looks really, really freaking cool. Um, will craft queue, craft set, all those nice crafting macros be in at some point?
Yes, those are all QOLs that we plan on implementing.
Um, what level can we expect starting to be able to use the buff bot merchants? Yeah.
That's still under debate on whether or not we're going to use the buff pot merchants. It's kind of a head scratcher on that. Do we want to do the merchants or do we want to, facilitate alchemy? Providing pots and stuff like that for everybody to kind of keep that economy theme going. Um, so it's we're kind of debating one way or the other. One thought process is the buff bots providing lower level buffs than like say a buff potion, and then of course the buff potion providing lower level buffs than say a group member, because we really do want to focus on making sure that the healers and the shamans and the clerics and all that aren't left out of a group.
Right, because everyone has purple buffs. I get that. Um, what? Oh, have you guys looked at or discussed what version of the epics will there be? Because there's been like six different versions, I think. The
Uh,
class epics.
right. Yeah, we have looked at that. I don't think anything's been, written in ink yet. We've got several ideas on that. We may even just do, something, you know, custom. We don't really want to go custom because we really want to make this, the classic feel, make it feel like live, in as many ways as possible. So, but that is something that we're looking at for, in game and doing that, epic quest type adventure.
Okay. Um, will there? I know you guys said that there'll be champ levels and stuff like that, so this kind of goes in with that. Will there be the like on live the champ level 15 weapons, the ones from like DF and all that? And if there's not, will there be skins for us to make our weapons look like them?
That there will be skins for a lot of things. I don't know if we're necessarily going to go to champ level 15. We may stop at 10. We may stop at 5. But there are going to be champ levels implemented in the game, for in game content type thing. We're just trying to weigh the pros and cons of all of that, for the gameplay and everything.
Okay. Um, and then you see the highest realm rank has the wings. Will there be any cosmetics for the glowy eyes, the helm, class specific cloak quests, or any of that?
All great questions. Again, that's something that we're tossing around. The funny thing with the wings is there was a bug in it, so it was anytime a staff member would log in, the staff member would get the wings because you know. So we got that bug fixed really quick, because I'll call him out. Dirty was like, "Hey, I'm the highest level, of my class. Why don't I have the wings?" I'm like, "Well, I stole it from you, so there." Um, but yeah, so that's been fixed. But yeah, the wings are for the highest level um, realm rank of that class, along with the BG leaders that do the lead a BG, take 10 keeps, have more than 16 people and so forth. They'll be able to summon banners that way. People can see them better in the Zerg and be able to follow them, and then at the 100 mark and the 500 mark, so forth. There's going to be things associated with those as well.
Okay. Um, with Rogs currently having six, if not more, bonuses, will Crafted be limited to four, or is the current Rog bonus um, generating more than five on purpose or accident?
It's on purpose. The crafted stuff will be to 4, just like regular, classic DAOC. Um, we the way we've done the ROG system is, and there have been some pretty nice ROGs drop out of the dungeons. I think I saw one the other day that was like 71 util or something like that. Of course, it wasn't full, usable util was like 40 or something, but still it was a really nice ROG for a level 24. But the way the math behind it is it does based on your level. So, if you're level, you know, I want to say like let's just say 20 to 24, you're going to get that level 25 drop. That way it is for your leveling experience. So
Okay.
there's math behind that. But yeah, all that's on purpose. There may be some adjustments to the the ROG generation system if we start seeing in the later levels, people getting, 100, 120 util ROGs and stuff. We definitely don't want to promote that. But right now, the ROG system is working as intended as per the developers.
Okay. And then will there be the oh, what armor was it? The crafted where there was like +5 to con or dex or left axe, or will that be in crafting also? The dragon armor.
Oh, where you can add to it.
No, it's already when you make it, it already has that bonus on it.
Oh, yeah, I understand what you're saying. Not sure on that one. I don't know if that one's come up. I can bring that up with the team.
Okay.
But right now I don't think it's in there. I think it's just standard crafting.
Okay. Just okay. Um, character starting stats. During they believe that during this era, that you could freely go in and change your stats. Um, will that be a thing, or will there be a token to purchase with Eden shards to recustomize our character, the stats, the race, the male,
Oh yeah,
female?
yeah. There'll be respec stones for those for sure. Those were QOL.
Okay.
Um, that was done with the Celestius team, and we've talked to them, and that was something that the player base did like.
Yeah, it was really nice because I leveled Cobalt right off the bat when I first went to Phoenix, forgetting how nice the belt was. It was really expensive to do it, but it was worth it. Um, what I think that's actually it. Let me see if there's any questions over you. I got through mine. He's quiet for me. Um, I'm quiet? Really?
That's what they're saying.
Well, what the hell? That is the first time in my life I've ever been told I've been quiet. So I'm gonna throw out there. Usually people tell me to shut up. Um, I guess anyone. Well, we got a couple. Oh wow, it jumped. Does anybody in the chat have any questions? If you don't know, this is Frida, one of the helpers in. Well, one of the helpers, one of the main people in Eden. Just going over some questions. During beta, will we get to try out their new dungeons? Will we get to try out all the new stuff? I hope so, but I'm gonna let you answer because I am so excited to go into ML dungeons and fight artifact encounters to see what you guys have done. But yeah, it says during beta will we get to try it all out?
Yeah, so that's the plan. We want to have alpha, in the progression and everything of the leveling and the main dungeons and things like that. And we definitely want to have the new dungeons and TOA and those encounters and stuff created, for beta. It may not be there at launch for beta, depending on the complexity of the quest and things like that. But we definitely are going to have that available for the community because, of course, we want to make sure it works before we go live.
So one question I just saw is, which I think we kind of hit on this one also, but says at the end of alpha, will we get to keep our names, appearances, i.e., just reset to level one, or is it complete wipe? And you said it kind of, I know you said it earlier, but just in case anyone missed it, if you want to repeat it.
Well, between alpha and beta, we'll probably just keep the names and just reset everyone to level one. Um, but when we go live, we'll do a straight wipe. There are going to be exclusions to that. There are some that we have listed for reserved names, people that have had them, and are known for that. The BG leaders, we definitely want to keep them where they are. And if it becomes an issue where someone has the name stolen or something like that, and they feel that they're just being griefed or whatever, we'll take that up as a one-off exclusionary type thing.
Okay. I'm just trying to look down any other questions that are on there, or if there's anything that you've heard that you want to tell us about.
Yeah, someone just asked if the RVR quests are going to be like Phoenix or Celestius. Um, we are going to have RVR quests. We I mean, Celestius was more, the doppelgangers and, that type of thing. Where Phoenix was, go to this area, capture these flags type thing, and it would cycle through the different zones. Um, we haven't solidified that yet, but we are going to have some, questing type system, whether it be daily or weekly or whatever, um, for that. So I can't say if it's going to be like either one of them. It's going to be more Eden style.
Right. Just gonna take the good stuff and make it yours. um,
Yep.
what is the tuning plan for under slash over performing classes? Essentially, tune or not to tune. Says, for example, I'd love to play a savage, but they are historically in a bad place at this patch level. Just picking an example. The point is the principle.
Yeah, so we're looking at that. We don't want to make everybody, the same. Each class has its own purpose in the game. If we do find that, there's certain things that need to be adjusted, as we've said before, we're not going to do it. Okay, we've made this change. Here we go. We're going to say, okay, here's the change, here's the reason for the change, and here's the time frame for when this change is going to be implemented. We're not going to do it the next day or anything like that. We're going to give a heads up and do it like a sprint cycle for project management. That way the community understands the who, what, when, where, and whys of any changes that occur within the system.
Okay, they said they you cut off a little bit after you said the Celeste and Phoenix because an ad popped up for some reason.
Oh, I was saying the quest and stuff for Eden are going to be Eden. I can't really say that they're going to be necessarily Phoenix, where you go capture the flag in the particular region, or Celestius, where it's um, the doppelganger type system. We're trying to come up with something a little more unique and more to the style of play that the community looks for. We've learned a lot of things from Phoenix and from the Eden, or not from the Eden, but from the Celestia staff, that are hoping to put us in a position to offer something that's not Phoenix, not Celestius, but Eden.
Okay. Um, I know right now people are saying like casters hit too hard and critical strike. People, some people are like one-shotting people, and this needs to be looked at. um, which at level 24 with everyone hardly having templates or anything. Are you guys looking at the damage, or are you just kind of waiting till as a like sometimes they fixed damage at a low level, and then once you hit a high level, your damage is garbage because they tried fixing on, against people who are not templated, stuff like that. So are you guys kind of looking at the damage in BGs, or what are you guys doing with the damage as like
Yeah, we're watching it. Again, we're not going to make any knee jerk reactions right now because even myself and some of the other staff members, we rolled tunes that first day and went out in the BG and we kept running out and getting bolted and dying immediately, and we just laughed and was like, okay, this is fun, and just kept going out and dying. It was quite
you guys
hilarious.
laugh, people get mad. Tryhards are mad when they get
Oh,
too
yeah,
far.
I know,
They're like, it needs
but
to be fixed now. It's like you're level 24 and you have zero fire resist. Like, calm down.
yeah, yeah, or you're going out against level sixes and they're purple and you're gray to them, and
Yeah,
they're killing you with a bolt. Yeah, I mean you're supposed to die.
yeah,
But yeah, I mean we're looking at it. We don't, there's been some internal talk on different ways of addressing that. But we don't want to, like you said, dull down the low levels to where it's more, and then the upper levels just get, hammered because of it. So again, any changes or anything that we do, we're gonna, make conscious effort to look over it and talk through it as a staff, and then publish those changes, in advance before we make any changes.
okay. Um, Anyone else over here? What is the slash played solo to 50 going to be? Will there be turn-in quests such as kill X amount of mobs?
That's also in consideration. The slash played to 50, we're looking at about, 24 hours for really, you know, all sets, 8 man, whatever. Of course, power level is different, and stuff like that. But we are looking at, turn in quest and things like that, for that solo game.
Okay. Um, so eventually the power levelers will be able to do it quicker than 24?
We're hoping it's not going to be like, Celestius
One
or
hour?
yeah,
Great.
or Phoenix. I remember running in six group on Phoenix, and we went from 1 to 50 in his, you know, re-roll for fun, and we went from 1 to 50 without, any power level. It was literally a re-roll where we started at level one and we got to 50 in just about 2 hours.
Hmm.
Of course, that was with all the bonuses from Darkspire, and I think we had like 6,000 runs amongst all of us. Um, so, we're looking at trying to balance that to where it's not, go create a new tune and go power level, and have it in 20 minutes. Um, so we're looking at different ways of doing that, especially, the rock drop and stuff. Um, Again, with the calculations and everything, it's going to be based on your level, not necessarily, um, the level of the mob and stuff like that. So we're looking at a lot of different things when it comes to the leveling system.
Okay. I know I've had a blast doing it both. Like I said, I've done BGs and regular, and both have been super fun. Um, on Celeste, a bunch of players would just power level and POC, and it emptied out the PvE zones for players who wanted to level the normal way. Um,
Yep.
was there a
Yep.
question?
That's what we're trying to address, internally of trying to make sure that, that doesn't happen. Um, Especially when we're bringing on, people from live or people that haven't played in 15 years, or like I said earlier, people that have never played the game. We don't want that experience to be a negative experience for, people that haven't been in the community, recently. And so, those are things that we're looking to try to address.
I know it's alpha right now, but I know the first, what was it, like 3 days, 4 days? As soon as you logged in, you hit the slash LFGXP or slash
Yep.
looking for group RVR.
Hmm.
Um, the first like 3 or 4 days, it was like you hit it and boom, you're in a group. Obviously, it's a little bit slower now, but most people are in 24, and it is alpha, so people are kind of at that point where they're just kind of doing their own thing right now. But what whoever thought of that idea was genius. That was great. Instead of sitting there spamming looking for group, you just hit that and you're pretty much instant in group. Do you guys have anything set up or thinking like once people hit 50, they have a couple and like new people? I know some people don't if they're new and they can't get a group, that's kind of a turnoff for it. Um, is there anything that you guys are thinking about for the lower levels at some point to kind of keep it moving?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we're trying to build the content around the 1 to 50 experience and everything in between, um, from day one to day 1,000. We want to make sure that we encompass all of those, and the looking for XP and looking for RVR is definitely going to help that. The looking for RVR was something that was come up because you're running a battle group, or running BG out in RVR and everything, and people are like, looking for a group for, and people are like, I'm not gonna watch the chat, so they don't ever get a group. This way they can just look for RVR and get put into groups, um in the battle group, so they can participate and everything. So that's where that came up. And then of course the XP is something that was attempted years ago in the game client, in the interface. But the developers took it, the one step further and just, type the command and it just auto groups you.
Are they looking at the auto group? Because I have noticed if you level to like the last level, sometimes I've gotten into groups where like I just hit 10 and everyone in my group was from the previous BG.
Yeah, so the looking for XP isn't necessarily a BG thing. It's looking for players within a certain range of your level, plus or
Oh, okay.
minus. So that would be, like if you're in the dungeons like you are now, or if you're out in the classic, or in the new frontiers or whatever leveling, a level 45 healer is going to be able to keep a group up for leveling, or a level 45 bard, if the rest of them are 49. So that's where that comes into play, is it looks for the over under on that to help build those groups.
Okay. What? You don't have a piece of paper and make a list? Come on. That was the experience back then.
I know.
I have
Get
notebooks
get
upon notebooks
get
of
your little
just
spreadsheet out.
lists. Hey, you're up. Are you ready? Oh, sorry, I'm logging. All right, I'll go to the next person. Um, the TOA zones and PvE raids be available at launch at level 50.
Yes,
Yes.
for
Um,
launch. Yes, they may not be in the very first days of beta, like I said, but for launch, that's the whole point of alpha and beta, is to get everything that we can tested, to make sure that there's no issues for launch.
right. Um, will it be like so? Say I'm in TOA and I want to do artifact raid, hit a bunch of artifacts. And with the drops, you said you'll be able to get, like, if you do Shades of Mist, you'll get the skin from Shades of Mist. Will that be everybody who's in the BG gets it, or is one drop, one person will get it?
We haven't. We've got a couple of different avenues that we're looking for that. It may be a unique, one drop roll for it type thing, but you get credit for it, and then you can use the Eden shards to purchase that skin at a merchant.
Okay.
Um, that type of thing. Again, going back to the economy, we want to make sure that the economy is built in there and sustainable um, for that type of thing.
Okay. What will mobs drop? Brogs, plat. What will mobs drop?
The TOA mobs.
Yeah.
So the regular mobs, you're going to be able to, farm them for, the higher level rogs and you know, of course, money in game current, money. But the quests themselves, like Raging Tornado, Shades of Mist, all that, those are going to be the encounters for the actual skins.
And then
But
they'll
just
drop.
yeah,
Yeah.
and they'll also drop some rogs and money and shards and things like that. So that's what the TOA zone is mainly for that upper end in game. You know, go out and farm your rogs to help build your template as best you can. Build your template as best you can, and go RVR. And then when you have time, you can go farm some epic encounters or mobs in TOA, and maybe you can find an item or a jewelry or whatever to replace something that you have, that then you can have a better template.
Right. So there's two questions. Somebody in chat asked a question, but that reminded me of a question that I heard earlier today. Um, what level will you start seeing TOA bonus um, Rogs jewelries? Like, will we
Uh,
see them any in? Because like 1 through 24, I haven't seen any, and somebody was asking about that.
yeah, you're probably not going to see it at the lower levels. That's more of the end game
That's what
type thing. As
that's what I
for
said, but
the
I got yelled at. So now I'm just gonna send them to you.
Yeah, I mean that's fine.
Okay.
That's the thinking now is kind of keep the lower levels, about the unique classic feel, and then more of the in game type stuff is going to be building out that in game template. Someone asked how long is it going to build, to build a template roughly.
Oh,
That
yep.
that depends on you. I mean, it really does. I mean, how much do you want to go out and try to farm for items that fit your template? How much do you want to go out and farm for money to maybe buy an item off the consignment merchants? How much do you want to go out and farm Eden shards to be able to buy something off the Eden merchants? Those type of things. It's all going to be, what experience do you want to have? Someone who wants to go out and do that and farm and get the best template, they're going to spend more time than someone who just wants to go out and RVR and, have a pretty decent template, um, and just go out and RVR and have fun. So it's all up to you as the player as to what, how you build your templates out.
Okay, and then can you explain a little bit of how the 101 will work?
Yeah, the plus to bonuses are going to come off, the higher level rock drops, and things like that. The jewelry items and the weapons and stuff like that that you'll be able to source into your template, to be able to get as close to the 101 as possible.
Okay. Um, our house is gonna start at top, what was it, like 100 plat or something, and then work down, or how are you guys gonna set up being able to get a house?
It's going to be, you buy your plot like normal. You go and buy the cottage, and you can work your way from the cottage to a mansion. The same system. I don't know if it's necessarily going to be 100 plat for a mansion.
Well, it
We
was
haven't.
so when um it first came out in housing back in whenever it first came out, and then there was a couple shards that came out. Like the first, I think they started at like 80, 90 plat, and then every so often they would lower
Oh, you're
down.
talking about the plots.
Yeah.
Um, that hasn't been decided just yet. If the plots are going to start at the 300 gold mark. or whatever it is. But yeah, it you know that'll be decided later on. We really haven't done a whole lot with housing yet. Um, but yeah, I mean there will be some degrading to the the plot purchase price over time. I think it was like every hour it dropped 1.2 plat or something like that, if my memory serves me right.
Yeah, it was something like that. You'd sit at a house for a couple hours waiting.
Yep, I remember that. I remember, oh, I want this plot, and then you'd see someone running your way, and you're like, you better not have the money.
Yeah,
I will
boy,
so
if you
perfect.
put up a
I've,
house, I swear.
I've been
Oh,
sitting here for 3 days waiting for this thing.
yep. Um, let's see. I think that's it. Um, like I said, I didn't want to keep you too long because I know you were busy today. Um, and they're really, I mean, besides minor like do dot stack, um, does uh, Envenom, um, was it Envenom dot if it's a different body energy matter, do those stack or do they just override? And then
Um,
somebody
as
said something about like cabbie dots and shaman dots.
Yeah, as far as I know, as long as they're different, like your baseline versus your spec. As far as I know, they stack. I haven't tried it on a Cabalist yet. Because I know on a Cabalist and Shaman you could stack the two dots based on baseline and spec because they were, one was matter, one was body.
Yep.
Um, I haven't tested that yet, so I personally I don't know, but my gut feeling is that's the base code, and that's the classic feel and how it's been done.
Okay. Well, I guess we will close this out here soon. Anything else you want to tell us that wasn't asked? Anything you've seen that you want to discuss with us or let us know? Otherwise, I think we can give a couple more minutes just to see if somebody asks a question. Otherwise, we can cut it pretty quick this time. Next time it might be longer. I think once we get into beta
Yeah, yeah.
and
There's
we get
there's going to
more
be
of the
so
level
much
50
more.
stuff.
Yeah. Now the only thing I want to point out is, I want to thank the community for coming out and really showing, their support and submitting those bugs and being patient with the dev staff and the support staff and everything. And that's really what we're striving to do is have the community uh, be friendly with each other and stuff like that. Not only on the staff side with the community, but the community with the staff and the community with the community. But yeah, without the community, those 300 bugs that would have been there would have never been, submitted. And it was really exciting day one when we flipped the server and we're watching the numbers go up, and it just kept going up and kept going up, and we were like, holy cow, this is really happening. um, so it was a good feeling for that, and to watch. We didn't have a teleporter in the battlegrounds at the beginning, so everyone was stuck there. So you had zergs of 300 or 400 on each side just fighting each other, and it was just hilarious, and everyone was. It looked like everyone was just having fun, and we're just super excited about that.
Yeah, when I finally got to work, because like I said, I tried logging in, couldn't log in, so I got to work, and then I got into Twitch and I was watching someone play, and I was like, oh my God, they're everywhere. Like that was the greatest alpha launch ever, I think.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah, I can't think of any other, alpha lunch, for a free shard that's had, 1,300, concurrent connections, and ever. And for it being, alpha, and 4,000 new accounts created in the first day, and stuff like that. It's just it's amazing what the community's been able to do and come together, and and watching your stream right now, y'all killing the Centurions and stuff. Y'all are just having fun, and that first day was just I was on my GM account and just kind of floating over the scene and just watching the mayhem happen. It's kind of like turning on the lights. You walk into an old shack, you turn on the lights, and the cockroaches scatter. And that's what it looked like. And they were all scattered with party hats on, just having fun.
Yeah. So with the alpha launch, are you guys ready for a real launch?
We're getting there. All the bugs that were submitted was really good. We were able to get that. A lot. All but maybe a few um, fixed and everything. So we feel like we're in a really good place. Again, alpha. We want to make sure that we alpha through all the different stages first, and then beta. Present some more and stuff like that to where we can contain where the bugs come from instead of having someone who's, a try hard that, oh, I'm going to get to 50 first. Well, you didn't test any of the content. You just went and ignored everything. So that's what we really want to focus on is make sure that we get those small bugs, even though they're small, we want to make sure that we address them.
Yeah, they can be
Because
small with a couple hundred people fighting
right.
it, but when 3,000 people go to fight it, it's a totally different story.
Yep. Yep. So the server stability was fine. We knew I think we had a soft cap of like 3,500 uh, concurrent connections, and we didn't get anywhere close to that. So we're hoping beta, produces more people that come out, and we can push that concurrent connections from 1,300 to maybe 2,000 concurrent connections, and we just keep bumping that up, and then launch day, maybe we can see that 5,000-6,000 mark hit where everyone's logging in, starting from scratch. Those battlegrounds are popping. Everyone's doing their thing, dungeons, battlegrounds, whatever. And but the server itself never even had a hiccup.
Yeah,
The only time we were looking at the graphs today, and we did a 7-day look at it, and the only time that there was any down was when we needed to reboot to fix a bug or something. So that was very positive to see that the server was taking it like a champion.
100%. Somebody did ask a question, will we have speed rings or spring speed charge barrels or something?
Those are currently on the table. We're looking at that. I know we're going to have the mounts for PvE with Speed 6. It's definitely something that we're looking at for like RVR. We liked how Celestia sort of implemented it after they made some changes where you had to wait a certain period after you were in combat to use them. But it's something that we're definitely looking at doing just for that, solo duo small man experience where you don't have, a healer or a sork or, scald or whatever.
Or for the people that do solo?
Hmm.
Um, but that will be, they'll like to hear that for sure. Um, yeah, otherwise, I don't, there doesn't seem to be too many more. Again, great Q&A with me. Thank you for taking the time out of your day for it. And
Oh, no problem. I thank the community for coming out and asking really good questions, and we look forward to future announcements, and I keep saying this, and it's kind of me dropping the seed in everyone's mind. What you see now is just the start. There's so much more. Like the siege monsters and stuff in the battlegrounds. That was one of them. But there's more. There's even more to come. So we're really excited to get to the point where we're able to release um, those things for y'all, and really see the community's feedback on them, because internally it's just been eye opening and game changing from our experience. Like I said, our developers have many decades combined experience with DOL, and some of the stuff they're doing now is like why wasn't this thought of before type stuff. Um, and it's just, the imagination. Our content guy comes up with a suggestion, the dev guy's like, I can do that. So it's just the different visions and the different aspects of all of the team that we have, all built in together, where one's, writes the code, they know the code inside and out. But the imagination can come from anywhere, from the community, from, our content guy who does the videos and the artwork and, you know,
The dude that
everything.
does the videos needs a raise. I know y'all
Yeah,
do this for free, but he's got a
yeah,
tip.
yeah, we threw him a couple extra peanuts last week. He's good.
That Amanda late dollar short says Luke says there are many, many, many surprises in store. So
Yes,
that
yes, many surprises, and that's what I'm saying. I'm planting the seed for y'all, because I mean I'm able to see it because I'm on staff and everything, and I've been playing Dark Age since release, and when I first saw some of the stuff that these guys were pumping out and testing and stuff like that, I'm like, I want that. Can I have that now? And it's game changing. The stuff that they're doing. I mean, you see the siege monsters and stuff. That's never been done.
yeah, that is really
Um,
cool. The first time I saw it, I was like, I seen this in the video, but what is it? And then he starts beating on the door. I'm like, or the captain. I'm like, all right, that's
yep,
new. That's
yep. They beat
pretty
they
cool.
beat on doors. They beat on doors too. So, that's one of the new components to it, and there's just so much more in store that I really think that the longevity. And I know we've talked seasons, and there's some people that are a little salty about that, but the things that we have in store, I really do think can keep what we're calling Eden season one alive for a long time.
Well, yeah, as long
Um,
as you keep adding new stuff, a lot of the other servers just, oh, well, there's nothing else we can do, like, unless we want to, you know, and then people lose interest. So it's kind of nice to see that you guys are open to adding. I mean, there's going to be 3 or 4 months of people just running around getting 50, trying to get realm rank 5 because of the cap, and then all the new stuff you guys have in TOA. I mean, that's going to be a
yeah,
couple months right there of people
yeah. I
running
think
around saying, "Hey, look what we
you're at a
found in this," and
you're at a commercial break now. I
ah,
think.
damn it. But, all right, I'll repeat it when I come back.
But yeah,
Yeah,
I agree. I mean, but even the stuff, the TOA stuff, people are, salty about that, but it's not TOA that people know. But yeah, all the stuff that our dev team just, oh my gosh. I've been asking them, can we please get this done to where we can at least announce and show video of what it is?
yeah. Nope, not yet. Hey now. Um, yeah, I'm just the few things that I have seen lately that I've never seen, of course, and then talking with you guys, I just, yeah, this I can't see a new season coming anytime soon, and I think people are thinking like 2 or 3 months, you guys are gonna be popping out a new season, and I
Nope.
don't even
As
think
as
we're
long
gonna
as
be through the
season one,
game.
yeah, as long as season one keeps going, we'll just keep going. I mean, it could be 5 years down the road. The only time we would even consider a second season, a season rollover, is if the population dwindled off and the interest in the server dwindled, and we needed to do something different. But right now, there's so much that we're going to be offering that's different already, that I think is going to be able to keep that interest in the game and keep that population, you know, stable enough that it's not going to need a season change for a bit.
Right. I think that's one of the things people that I've heard the most is people saying, "Well, we're just gonna get into it, and then it's gonna be a new season." And then I tell them, "Go watch video I did with you before all of this, and we talked about seasons. And it's not like in 2 months you're just gonna be like, oh, you know what, we're gonna do a new season because it sounds good. Like
And
it's
Scale,
basically
Scale said launch the new season when Phoenix launches. We're not worried about Phoenix. They're doing their own program. All the respect to them, and even the Atlas staff. I've said it before. All the respect to both those staffs out there, and their own visions and stuff. But if we start, I tell my kids coaching baseball, if you start worrying about what the other team's doing, you're going to lose your game. You got to do what you do and be true to yourself. And that's what we're doing.
yeah, couldn't have said it better that way. Um, they all agreeing. How's the trajectory going for Alpha? Do you guys feel like you're in an overwhelming spot with bugs or pleasantly surprised with the current state?
Oh, we're definitely not overwhelmed. Like I was saying earlier, we got 300 bug submissions, and our dev staff busted them out really quick. Um, we're pleasantly, I mean, not pleasantly surprised. I mean, we're not really surprised at the product that we put out to begin with. We were actually a little more surprised, at some of the bugs that did come up. But with limited testing, with a lot of the new stuff that we have put into the system, there were bugs to be expected. Um, but no, not overwhelmed at all. The biggest surprise of Alpha, um, somewhat has been the community response and all of that. And so, I mean, kudos to y'all, for showing up and submitting those bugs and just being the awesome community that y'all are.
Thanks. Uh, should run around here. Anything else? I think that was the last one. Um, I'm gonna just check my chat real quick because I heard a ping, but I don't know what it was. Um, but yeah, again, um, I told somebody that I was gonna be talking to you today, and you sent me a bunch of questions, which you went over perfectly. And not seeing too much more. I even went over to the page to read any of the questions and answers to see if there's anything not done.
Yeah, I challenge the community. Go out, break it. If you find something, submit it, please. Give our devs something to do. Right now I feel like they're just sitting back eating popcorn too much of the time. But go out, take notes. Take notes for the next Q&A that you want to bring up. I love answering the questions. I love talking to the community. You know, it, this is always fun to do.
Um, okay. If we buy a house plot, do we have the 7 days to get a house, or do we have to get the house as soon as we buy the lot?
7 days like normal.
Okay. Any penalty for block rate and evade against dual wield? Seems like those questions are always asked every every free show.
Um, yeah, I mean it's part of the game. I don't know how much adjustment there's going to be done to that. I mean, that's going to be one of those things that we need y'all to test. If y'all think it's off, submit it. We're always taking feedback from the community. Um, it's not just our vision. It's really a community vision when it comes to Eden.
Okay. Will there be any penalty for will there be any penalty for stealthers? Like if if you're just solo, then you have no stealth penalty, but if you start adding more people to your stealth group, will you get penalized like Phoenix and Celeste did?
There are some breakpoints in there.
Good.
It's not going to be as harsh as uh, Celestius was.
That
Um,
was rough. Not for
yeah,
me. I
and
soloed, so it never affected me, but I'd
it's
walk.
not. Yeah, it's not going to be like Phoenix, where number of stealthers in a particular area. So the teams come up with some ideas that they're wanting to put in and test and things of that nature for those breakpoints. But we don't want the stealth zergs out there. 20 plus stealthers and just annihilating eight mans and stuff, or even zergs or soloers and stuff. So we really want to look at it from the aspect of all points of view. Um, so there are going to be some breakpoints. What they are, they haven't been set. Nothing is set in stone, of course, because if the community is like, this isn't working, we'll take that feedback and make adjustments as needed. But there are going to be some breakpoints yet.
Okay. And then, will there be teleporting in New Frontiers, or will we just travel by boat? Um, Always been porting. Um,
Yeah, you're going to be able to port from, if you have the keep and the towers and stuff like that, you'll be able to port to certain keeps.
okay, okay,
Of course, we have some special things in place for New Frontiers, regarding things like that. So look out for that when New Frontiers is put out there. Um, so if you can go out and find it now at level 24 or 15 or whatever, kudos to you. But yeah, there's some things out there that we put in play to help the gameplay a little bit, some quality of life stuff.
fast boats.
I'm not saying.
Dang it. Good, 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 good reactions. Um, okay, we've had been on here for an hour, so I was only trying to be a half hour. Um, but I believe, if anything, after beta, or if something like holy crap you guys release, then I'll obviously message you and say, hey, you want to do a Q&A?
Absolutely, anytime. And if you get 30, 40 questions from people playing now, after seeing this or whatever, then we need to do another one in a week because those came up. Shoot me a message. Like I said, I enjoy doing these and giving back to the community as long as the community's willing to give back to us.
Right. Yeah, they even now, like, we're still in alpha and there's still people playing. Like, it's just crazy that people just want to keep playing. I mean, there's a few that have been said or said to me that they're done playing until beta or whatever because they don't have to play anymore. And it's like, yeah, that's that's the same thing another server had happened. Like everyone was balls to the walls, and then everyone was like, well, we can't keep our name, we can't keep our realm rank or our levels. Why test? And it's like, so we don't have problems. Like
Yep.
that's the
Well,
whole
right
point.
right now there's 530 people on the server,
Yeah.
so I mean that's
And you're
still
in alpha and
amazing.
you have more than a live server.
Yeah, yeah, so it's amazing, what the community's doing, and I understand, why play and do all that stuff, but without the community feedback, the server's not going to do anything. The devs can't, read your minds, can't, think of everything and fix everything, without the support of the community. So the community is really the kingpin, to the success of anything. And the first week has just been amazing. The community response and everything. So don't give up on alpha. I understand. People are like, "Oh, I've already leveled 4 classes. Why keep going?" Well, we hope to have some stuff, in the near future for alpha, and look for that. And then of course beta, more of that and stuff. So there's more to come. This isn't, everybody should know this is alpha. This isn't the end game. So, but yeah, the more we find out now, the better, when you are able to log in and get your name and start building those realm ranks to keep and things, your gameplay is going to be better because of it. So, you know, do it right the first time so you don't have to do it multiple times later on.
Right. So one last one, and then we'll end it. Um, Not that one. So for the realm ranks, because people are, I've watched some streams and I've had talks with some people, and they're very like that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. You could rack up to realm rank 8 and then you wouldn't have to play until that's set up and stuff like that. But we talked last one, and if you go out to RBR, I think the first setup is 3L9, I think,
Right.
for example. So you get 3L9, obviously you keep RBRing, and you have enough realm points to be realm rank 7. And the other person just hit 3L9 and they go out to RVR and they fight them. When they fight them, the person's going to have the realm rank title of realm rank 7, right? And basically you're going to have everything except the RAs and the plus to skills. But
Right.
you're still gonna be like, oh, I just beat a realm rank 7, and you're gonna get more realm points as opposed to if the realm rank 7 beats the realm rank 3.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. The only thing you're not going to have is the realm skill points and the plus to bonuses until those toll gates occur. Um, Part of the thought process of it is we want realm loyalty and stuff like that, but a lot of people, they get on one tune and they stay on that one tune. Okay, so get that tune up to realm rank 8, and if you want to take a break from it, go create another one. Get it to realm rank 5. It gives you that diversity, and it could be on the same realm, whatever. Work on your crafting, work on your economy, do things like that. I know there's people out there that RVR is the only thing they want to do, um, but there are other people out there that may need your expertise. Hey, how do you do this? How do you do that? Can you come help me with this? Can you come help me with that? And that's going to give more back to the community. And if you are a realm rank 8 and you're at that 309 toll gate, they're probably going to listen to you more than someone who's realm rank 1 that hasn't gone out and done anything. So use that to your ability to help your fellow players, so that you can have them out there with you when you're fighting the other realms. And go onto the forums and create discussions and talk about things and build that up, because the more that you do that as a player with the skill and everything, the better their server is going to be overall, because it might not just help your realm, it's going to help the other realms. And the health of the other realms is important to your realm, because as we've seen on free shards, you may have a 300 hib zerg and you only have 20 or 30 alps and 10 mids. Well, everybody's on hib. Why? Because they're going around just taking keeps. Well, that's no fun.
Right.
We want healthy realms and we want healthy play style, and the community to back themselves to make this server their server. Make it your home.
Right.
You don't go into your home and take out a bag of fertilizer and dump it in your living room floor. Don't do it with your game. Help yourself, help others. And that's kind of the thought process behind it is, we don't want to penalize people. That's not the point of it. We want to encourage people to to build their home. You know, we don't want it a shack. We wanted a mansion. That's what our goal is.
And I kind of like the relic cap for so when I usually play, most of the time I have very limited time. But it was okay, I go out in RVR, I'm trying to keep up with all the other stealthers. And then but I want to craft. Well, I you're like, well, I could go craft for 4 hours. If I have, say, I only have 2 hours time to play at night, I can go spend those 2 hours crafting, get my skill up. But then the person that was just a few hundred realm points ahead of me now has that 2 hours to get 10,000 more realm points than I have. So I kind of like the capping and being able to like do other stuff around the game as opposed to I have to RVR so I can, get to the next realm rank or make sure I don't lose the number one spot or, people have different agendas, but it's kind of nice where now if I log in and I only have 2 hours to play, if it was, as long as I'm already at cap, doesn't really matter. I can enjoy, well, as much as you can enjoy crafting. Some people do, not me, but I do it because I don't like paying other people to do my stuff when I can do it myself. Um,
Right.
at first, obviously you find the crafter, but it kind of gives you a break to be able to do something else. Or like if you and a bunch of friends want to roll a different realm or a different setup, you're always as you're leveling, you're thinking, man, I could probably be like, I could have got another realm level, or could have got another rank, or so this kind of takes that out in a way, which is kind of nice.
Yep. Yep. I mean, the people that are, I feel that are kind of against it are the ones that want to say, "Hey, I'm number one." Well, you have the wings to show that. You have the realm title to show that. You have the realm points to show that. But it's no fun. I remember back when I was on Lamorak, I was in an 8 man. We were Zerg busters. We were, Realm Rank 8, Realm Rank 9. It was fun at first, but once we're Realm Rank 8, Realm Rank 9, stuff like that, and we're going around killing Zergs of Realm Rank 3 and 4, what's the point? It started not to be fun anymore. Other than the fact that we were killing 50, 60 people at a time. So I mean, it does bring all of that in line that, you might be Realm Rank 8, but your buddy who doesn't have as much playing time, y'all are still both 3L9. Y'all are still experiencing it the same. And again, it points back to that community. We don't want to put people in silos and have that, experience, where you go out and you walk out of the keep and you're just demolished. It doesn't feel good for anybody on either side.
Yeah, totally agree. That looks like it's it for tonight. I will keep it open. Um, I'm just gonna keep playing. I'm gonna close the stream for a second just so it can be posted, and people can watch. But again, if anyone watches this and they have any questions, um, you just message me here or on Discord. I have the same name on both of them. Um, and then I will get back with you if I get enough questions, um, and we have enough time, and work doesn't call me in because this should have been done hours ago, but at least it got done. And yeah, any parting words?
Nope, just great job. You know, Again, I appreciate the time and the effort that everybody's putting in. All of you streamers, yourself included. You know, Pushing it out there. I know there's been some streamers that have, ho hum, Eden, this, that, and the other, that have kind of changed their tone a little bit, and the only thing I can say is, just give it a chance. That it's a game. You know, we're all middle aged. Let's try to get that newer generation in to where, when we're older, we still have people to kill.
Yeah,
That's what it's about, right?
absolutely 100%. I can't kill people in real life. Well, I could, but I can't slash your leads.
Exactly.
I always get home from work and I'm like, my wife's like, "What are you gonna do?" I'm like, "I don't know. I'm gonna go relax and kill people for a couple hours." And she's like, "You really shouldn't say that outside." I'm like, "It's relaxing."
Yeah. I mean, even just killing mobs and stuff sometimes is just, you know, just get it out, man. You have a bad day at work, take it out on a mob.
Yep. Take it out on a hibby. It's all good.
Yeah. But yeah, again, I can't say enough, thanks to the community. Thanks to the rest of the Eden staff, if and when they watch this, it, we couldn't do it without any of y'all. Um, I'm just one small component to the overall scheme, and it really does boil down to the thousands and thousands of community members, and our small percentage of staff members that are in that community that really have a passion for this game and for the community, and I really want the community to know, that y'all's passion is shown through this weekend, and we really appreciate it.
Yeah, and let any of the staff know that if they want to get on and talk for a little bit, they're more than welcome to message me. I can always start my stream and have a little conversation. Or next time, if you want to bring a couple people with you, not sure how it'll work with everyone over talking, but um,
Yep.
we could
No,
always do that too.
I'm already messaging Amade. She was one of the ones asking questions. I'm like, so you're asking questions? Just jump in to chat with us. Come on.
Yeah, get in
So
here.
yeah, so I mean, our ones we do early in the morning and stuff like that, like we were planning on today, maybe we can get some of our Euro staff in if they want to join, or the later ones, some of our NA staff, if they want to join, as long as they have time. I know our devs have had their heads down and digging in the code and fixing things, and like the launcher had so many updates on that first day, and I can't say enough about the devs on getting all that fixed as quickly as they did. um so yeah, it's just the team's amazing, all of them. I can't say enough about them.
100%. They're yeah, and they're all keeping their cool. They're all relaxed. It's great,
Oh, they
and the
better be
launcher is
keeping their
freaking
cool. if
amazing.
if they if they don't keep your cool, let me know.
I will.
Ping me in Discord. Anybody out there, ping me in Discord. And if any of the staff members aren't keeping their cool, I have a ruler and I'm going to slap their hands because they know better.
I don't know. I watch Discord. I, they definitely keep. Mm, hats off to you guys for keeping your cool as good as you do sometimes. Because I'm behind my computer going, I'm gonna tell you, like, calm down, you guys, Jesus. But yeah, yeah, the launcher is so freaking cool. The first time it came up on my screen, I was like, well, this is different. Like the background and the video, and hats off to you guys, dude. Everything has been amazing.
Well, like I said, if it wasn't for the community, none of this would be possible because we'd just be writing stuff for ourselves. So it really comes down to the community and everything, and the passion that y'all have, and all of that. So hats off to y'all.
Everyone in the chat is pretty much thank you. Um, and yeah, thank you guys. Thanks everyone for coming in. And yeah, maybe we can get a couple more people to show up next time and have different views from different people. That'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm trying to get Amade. She's one of our moderators, so maybe next time we can talk about her experience as a moderator, and um, her experience through all of this, and all of that, because she's fairly new to the staff, but her experience and knowledge, and all of that within the game is invaluable. I love her to death. She's so sweet, and she when the staff is having their bad days, um, I go in and I remind them, hey, it's just a day. Let's move on, and then she'll say something funny or whatever, and kind of lighten the mood. And so I'm trying to get her for the next one. She's like, but I don't really have a whole lot to offer, and I'm like, you got a lot to offer, girl. Um, you can come in and just talk about your experience, and all that, and how you feel about what you've seen from the community and everything. So we'll get some more people in here next time, and if get a time set up, and I'll drag them by their hair if I have to.
Yeah. And if I can get a question answered that somebody slips up on, that's fine too. These aren't recorded.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that won't be a ruler slap. That may be a golf club against the ankles.
No, I try to keep it pretty no trick questions to get you guys to say something. I know you're pretty secretive on it, and that's perfect. I think everyone's just kind of chopping at the bits to get playing and waiting for the next leveling um, to 34 or 39 or wherever it's going to be updated to.
Right. The
Um,
next leveling bracket. Yeah.
yeah, But
Yeah, like I said, we're talking about that internally over the last couple of days. So it is something that's on the front burner now. Now that we've gotten through the bulk of the bugs and stuff, that's definitely something we want to look at doing to not only keep the interest involved with Alpha, but also, to keep moving forward. To where we can reach our milestones and toll gates with our sprint releases.
right. Um, any race slash classes like Lurricine Blade Masters, or are you going to open up any more classes, or is this the way it's going to be? Hopefully, you're going
Right
to keep it.
now, the what you see is what you get.
Okay.
I would love to have, you know, a Lurricine Banshee, but it's not going to happen. um, or Lurricine Warlock or something like that. But no, what you
Please
see, what
give
you
me
see
my
is what you see is what you get. If we do make any changes, like I said before, it's not going to be a knee jerk. It's going to have to be well thought out and well proposed and well received by the community before any changes are made.
right. I was talking to someone the other day. I'm like, Lieutenant New Cake. I was like, man, all I want him to do is let me have my vamp back, and he just started laughing at me, and like the whole page shot up. Like, no, no vamps, no banshees, no warlocks, no none of that crap. I'm like, but I love my vamp.
Yeah. No, I mean, one of our staff members is funny on launch day. He went walking around as a warlock, and people are like, "There's warlocks out here," and they didn't realize that he was staff, and he made himself into that. So it was kind of funny.
Kind of like a
Uh,
big cat that jumped up in front of me tonight.
yeah, yeah, the big puppy gonna eat you, give you rabies.
Scared the
Um,
crap out of me. Thank you.
but yeah, we just try to have fun. I have the puppy. Some other, like I said, he runs around as a warlock, and so it's just that's what it's about, is having fun. You know, uh, Scaring the crap out of the players is just an added bonus.
I'm like, how am I gonna fight a red? Go, go.
How did an enemy get in here? Go, no.
Well, yeah, because it came up the way the name was written, it looked like an
Yep.
enemy, and I'm like, oh, I better fill out a. Somebody found a zone wall,
I'm not in DF, am I?
right? Oh, all right. Well, thank you very much for your time, and I'm a day late and dollar short. I look forward to you being into the next one with a microphone so we can ask you a bunch of questions. And yeah, anyone else you want to bring with? I think it would be more fun to have everyone's point of view. Obviously, we have ours when it's, you know, straight something came up that I need to talk to you about. But I mean, if we can get more people in, somebody said try to get the three BG leaders in here. And I don't know if you've ever been in a chat with Pomo and
It's not a chat.
no,
There's no talking. It's
no,
just arguing and fighting.
yes. And I was like, no, I'm not getting no, no I
And
have to.
and to that point, there's more than three BG leaders. There
Yes,
really are.
it's just
Um,
those are the three everyone talks about because they think those are
yes,
the only three.
yeah, we our staff is set up a LT actually was nice enough to set up a Discord for the all the BG known BG leaders to get in and talk, and we've had a lot of great conversations about different things and in there, and that's some of the stuff that we're implementing has come from those discussions with all the BG leaders, not just the three that people think about. And it's really been a great experience to be able to talk with them. And to your point, Pills and Pulmo, and they all have their own vision, which is great. But in this Discord, they've been very mindful of what others are saying, and listening to the feedback that the other people are giving, and then they give their take on it, and it's been a very positive back and forth with all of the BG leaders out there. So we do look forward to talking with them. They do get heated in Discord. When they're talking and stuff, but that's their personality, and I wouldn't want it any other way, to be honest with you, because that's just who they are. You love them or you like them.
I'd have to
That
put
that's
up
all there is
parental
to
advisory on my screen.
it. Yeah, you might get banned from Twitch for a
Yeah,
while.
Twitch would be like, do you in the 1 hour you had more swear words than any South Park episode ever?
Yep.
I was like, that was
But
just Pomo.
but yeah,
Um,
I can't say enough about those guys
they
and
have
gals and
patience too.
stuff. Yeah, so well, I mean, like I said, at first it was, just trying to get them. LT did a great job of, reaching out to them saying, "Hey, this is an olive branch. We all want to get in. We all want to talk. The Eden staff wants to listen and collaborate with you and stuff." And it took a little bit for some of them to kind of warm up to the idea, but right now, up over to that one. I mean, we're talking. We've got three mid BG leaders online. We've got one Al BG leader, and there's 13 people offline. So overall, let's see, one, five. We've got 18 people in that channel that are just BG leaders of the different realms. So it's been very very well done.
Do you
Um,
mind? Do you mind real quick if LT joins our little chat? Do you have to go?
Go ahead. I've got a couple
Okay.
more minutes.
All right, couple more minutes. All right, let me. He just messaged me. Um, I think it's open, LT. Yep, he's in. Unmute yourself, LT.
Good evening. Sorry I'm late.
Yeah, better late than never. And don't say too much good stuff about LT. We don't need his ego and his head getting any bigger than it already is. All right, LT, you're live. What's up?
Well, I just kind of caught in on some of this, and one of the things I want to say, with Frida bringing up the bridge, obviously couldn't have done it without you, but the response and the feedback and the back and forth between BG leaders as well as the staff has been exceedingly encouraging. I know that we're still early in the process and we still got some ways to go, but it's just been very encouraging to be a part of what we have the opportunity to do, and that's kind of what I wanted to get in and just share.
Yeah, I mean it's been amazing. LT, you came up with the idea, and I was like, hey, yeah, sure. I want to talk to everybody, so props to you and props to them. For everybody just jumping in there and it was a bit you know treacherous at the beginning, trying to walk through the minefield, but once everybody calmed down and actually started reading and listening, and everything, it's a lot of great feedbacks come from there that we've been able to implement and. So the 1 hour hard realm timer and then the 12-hour thing came from there, and other things. So I mean it's just been a great experience across the board with the community, the BG leaders, 8 man, everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's just been great, and I like I said, I can't say enough about the community and the response that they've had to the game.
Yep, I agree. It's definitely grown a little larger than I thought it was going to be. Well, maybe I'm saying that wrong. It's been more effective than I thought it was going to be. Because you have the hindsight and all that, but yeah, real good stuff. I'm happy to be a part of it. I mean, it doesn't feel like enough, but it is making a difference, and that's what's so encouraging about it.
Yep, yep, very encouraging. And like I've said, without the community, there is no server. Um, so as long as we can keep working together as a community, whether it's solo, small man, 8 man, Zerg, whatever, we're all in it for the community. And that's been like LT said. At first it was kind of fingers crossed, but it's really worked out real well. And I don't know why this honestly hasn't been done in the past, but I'm very honored to be one that's helped foster that growth.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Like you said early on, it was slow going, and people were kind of reluctant. And then as it kind of started gaining momentum, it's just the amount of just the conversations that the BG leaders have between each other help spur something else, and it's just a collaborative effort. It's it's just quite frankly, I haven't seen done before with Dark Age, which is why I think it'll be successful here.
Oh yeah, and like you said, it spurs things on. The conversations that are had in there. We'll be talking about one thing, and someone will be like, "Hey, wait, what about this?" And then whole new conversation starts, and it just one into the other, into the other, and into the other, and it's just been a really great experience overall. Across the board.
Do we have? Do you have an updated, like, estimated time to beta? Are we getting closer to being able to identify that yet?
Not beta. As I was speaking about earlier, we've been having internal talks about the level cap and the next level gate
Okay.
potentially. Don't know exactly when that's going to happen, but alpha really is for finding as many bugs as we can. So we want to do it in stages, to where we can focus on particular bugs that can be found early on that affect the other stages, to where when we do move to the next stage of the level range, any new bugs that are found can be addressed with that, when we're not having to worry about, oh, was this something that could have occurred 1 to 24. So now that the 300 plus bugs that have been submitted are close to, we're looking at that next stage. So alpha is a multiple tier type thing. Once we sort of get things tweaked out, then we can start looking at beta, start that level fresh, level one again, and have everybody go through it with the way it was meant to be designed. And then more feedback from the community, and tweaks and bug fixes that may crop up at that point would be found in beta. And then once we have it all nice and pretty, the frosting on the cake nice and pretty, then we can light the candle for launch.
So with the next phases happening in alpha, do you have specific areas that you want targeted and pushed limits on in those areas? And will you let us know so we can help oblige that?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, just like we did with the 1 to 24, we'll have certain criteria that we'll set in place, the level caps and stuff like that. We'll ask the community, go, okay, here's what we've already found. We've addressed this. Now let's look at this particular aspect, or this particular aspect, and incorporate what we've already found and fixed into those new aspects moving forward. But yeah, we'll definitely communicate that out to the community, because we don't want just off the hip shooting and going, oh, well, this is a bug. Well, no, it's not really a bug. It's just not doing it right. We want to be focused and really have that detailed feedback from the community, so we can make those corrections appropriately.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Yeah, here I'm talking to myself in between. I forgot I muted my mic. My dog started barking. Um, yeah. Any more questions? LT, we got you on. Nice to hear from you.
Uh,
Surprised you
yeah,
haven't yelled
thanks.
at me for being on Elb yet. Just shocking. I'll probably get that text later.
No, I'll just kill you instead.
That's fine.
No, no, I don't really have anything else at this time. I mean, um, I kind of get my questions out as they come to me. I try not to hold anything back. But also trying to remain patient too, because I know it's a process.
Freddie, you got anything else? Or did you already?
No, no, sir. I'm all good.
Okay. Well, one last check. All right. Well, we will call it good for tonight. And thanks for everyone for coming. And I'll get this live here in a couple minutes so people can rewatch it and fast forward and see if they need any more questions asked. And yeah, I'll log into Discord and we can chat more. I'm gonna close this out real quick. So I'll
Right
see you
on,
guys
man.
all later.
Thanks for having me, DS, and
Yeah.
all those people watching and listening. Thanks for just being a part of what it is, the game we love, and continue to try and keep it love.